People ask me all the time how I am still here at 99. They expect some miracle pill, some secret medicine, or a fancy modern treatment. I always smile because the truth is much simpler and much older than any supplement you'll see advertised today. I've lived through wars, famines, stress, heartbreak, and joy, and through all of it, food was my quiet companion. Not food as entertainment, not food as excess, but food as daily medicine. I didn't eat perfectly, and I never chased trends, but there were 7 foods that kept showing up on my plate year after year, decade after decade. Looking back now, I believe they carried me when my body wanted to slow down. The first thing I learned early in life is that the body loves simplicity. One of my lifelong staples has been plain whole grains, especially oats and coarse breads made from grains that still looked like they came from the earth. When I was young, we couldn't afford refined foods often, so breakfast was usually oats cooked slowly, sometimes with a little salt, sometimes with milk if we had it. Those grains kept me full, steady, and strong. Even now, I believe they taught my body balance. My blood sugar stayed calm. My digestion stayed regular, and my energy never spiked and crashed the way I see in many younger people today. Whole grains were never exciting, but they were reliable, and reliability is something the human body quietly loves. Another food that stayed with me my entire life was beans, lentils, chickpeas, black beans, whatever was available. They were cheap, filling, and nourishing as a young adult. Beans fed me when money was tight. As an older person, they supported my muscles and bones without burdening my digestion. Beans taught me patience because they take time to cook, and maybe that patience transferred into my body. I rarely suffered from constipation. My heart stayed strong, and my weight stayed stable for most of my life. I truly believe beans are one of the reasons my body aged slowly rather than suddenly falling apart. Then there were vegetables, especially leafy greens. I didn't always know their names or nutrients, but I knew how they made me feel. Spinach, mustard greens, kale, and whatever grew nearby ended up in soups, stews, or lightly cooked on the side. Greens kept my blood clean, my skin surprisingly resilient, and my eyes sharp well into old age. I never drowned them in sauces. A little oil, a little salt, sometimes garlic, and that was enough. These vegetables reminded my body what fresh life feels like, even when my years kept piling up. One food people often underestimate is fermented food. Yogurt, curd, pickled vegetables, and fermented milk were part of my diet long before anyone talked about gut health. We ate them because they preserved well and tasted good. Over time, I noticed that my stomach rarely gave me trouble. Even past 90, I could eat without discomfort. I believe those fermented foods kept my digestion young when the rest of me was clearly old. A calm gut creates a calm body, and a calm body lasts longer than an inflamed one. Fruits were another quiet gift. Not fruit juices, not sugary mixes, but whole fruits eaten slowly. Apples, oranges, berries when available, and seasonal fruits throughout the year. They satisfied my desire for sweetness without overwhelming my system. I didn't need desserts often because fruit was enough. They kept my immune system strong, helped my body recover from illness, and gave me small daily pleasures. I learned that joy in small portions is healthier than excess in large ones. Healthy fats were something I didn't understand until much later, but I always used them naturally. Olive oil, seeds, nuts, and occasionally fatty fish found their way into my meals. These foods kept my joints moving and my mind surprisingly clear. Even now, my memory may be slower, but it's still present. I can tell stories, recognize faces, and feel connected to my past. I truly believe the right fats protected my brain when many of my peers lost theirs far too early. Finally, there was water. Simple, clean water. I drank it consistently, not excessively, not ignorantly. I didn't replace it with sugary drinks or alcohol. Water carried nutrients, flushed waste, and kept my body systems flowing. It sounds boring, but longevity is often boring. It's built on habits so small they don't feel heroic. Yet they quietly save you year after year. What ties all these foods together isn't magic. It's consistency. I didn't eat them for a month or a year. I ate them for a lifetime. I didn't punish my body with extremes or reward it with excess. I respected it. I listened when it felt heavy and stopped when it felt full. I believe people today underestimate how much the body wants to survive if you simply stop fighting it. Living to 108 didn't come from perfection. I ate sweets sometimes, enjoyed celebrations, and made mistakes. But these 7 foods formed a foundation strong enough to forgive those moments. They gave my body tools to repair itself again and again. If there is one lesson I've learned, it's this: you don't need to chase youth. You need to support life. Do that long enough, and the years will follow you instead of chasing you away.